Well, hello there. Welcome back to the channel. Now today, the video is going to be a little bit different than I had originally planned because there was a video uploaded by another Haikyu Fly High content creator, but today we're going to be talking about the new timeline. Now it's not set in stone. I'm not here with another specific dates assigned to every character. I'm just going to talk about the original timeline video that I made. As you can see here on the screen, I have the original notes here. I didn't get rid of it. And then we're going to talk about what is going to be different. And like always, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for some more Haikyu Fly High videos. So as you can see from the timeline I have from September 12th, we had the first four banners. We had Ushijima, Kuro, Oikawa, Bokuto. We had the Mia twins. That was all accurate. And then we got the first kind of hiccup, I guess you could say, is a Kuro rebanner. Now, again, this information came from Regom as well as Heiken Plays. They made a video about it, or at least Heiken made a video about it based off of that information. So I did make that public that this was from them. I didn't grab anything from some sort of source in the JP server, but this was what was originally planned. And obviously, because we're in a different server, things can change. And obviously, now that we know that Ushijima's rebanner is happening, we know that now things have changed. So obviously what happened now is that the Mia twins came out just like they were expected to. Osamu Mia came out on the 10th of October. And then on the 24th, it was supposed to be a Kuro rebanner, but obviously we got Kurai instead right after Osamu Mia. And so we thought that the Kuro rebanner was going to be a standalone banner. However, as we now know, Kurai came out on the 24th. Ushijima's rebanner is coming out on the 30th, or the 29th, I guess would be tomorrow. So the 29th of October, and then next week on, I believe it's November 5th, then Hirogami's coming out. So now what does this mean? Well, it means that the devs for the global server are not afraid to drop rebanners during the new UR characters that come out. So for example, we have Ushijima coming out in between Kurai and Hirogami, kind of overlapping there. And then I'm assuming that we're still going to go in the same order of new characters. So after Hirogami, it should be the Yor Kageyama. So that's what I believe. However, there was a video posted today by Miklik, who is notoriously known for spreading information in terms of there's going to be new stuff coming up. Obviously, he can't really say for certain because anything can change. And so his opinions and his leaks are very controversial in the space, but you do have to take it with some respect because for the most part, he has been accurate. It's just the timing of it all that's been kind of up for debate, I guess you could say. And so I don't want people to panic when I say this, but I just want to put it in your guys' mind. So apparently, due to Miklik sources and other things that he knows, the Itachi Yama duo is supposed to come out after Hirogami. Now, hold on. I know a lot of you just absolutely went crazy right now, but let's just talk about it for a second. Now, I don't want you guys to go to his channel, give him hate or anything like that. This is just information that he knows. I want to talk about it from the perspective of the devs because we're so close to the SP characters coming out and we're almost done with the UR characters. So I understand from the devs perspective of wanting to do URs first and then go into SPs. However, there's a lot of people out there who don't actually want SP characters necessarily for like their team. They would prefer to have UR characters like Sakuza and Komori. Now, if you put it after Kurai and Hirogami, this is where people will start to kind of bat an eye towards the devs and the game itself. Because I've been getting a lot of messages, people sending me their teams, their future teams, and it has Kurai, Hirogami, Sakuza, Komori, but a lot of these guys are free-to-play players, and it's just unreasonable to expect the free-to-play player to pick up 4 UR players back to back to back to back. Like, that just makes absolutely zero sense. So then you're going to have to wait for a rebanner, and then your team building just kind of gets messed up from there. But again, this comes down to, do you believe Miklik? Now, again, his track record says that yes, you should have every reason to believe him. However, I just feel like it doesn't make sense for the devs to do this because you're going to lose a lot of your fan base by making this decision. So I'm still going to be hopeful that it is Kageyama after Hirogami, but I just want to let you guys know because a lot of you might not be subscribed to him. You haven't seen the video, you haven't seen the news, so this clip should go on TikTok as well. So I'm just letting you guys know that there is a possibility that the Itachi Yama duo comes out right after Hirogami. Now, in terms of the rebanners, we have the Ushijima rebanner happening tomorrow. And so I believe that they're gonna space out the rebanners because it doesn't really make sense for them to do a rebanner in between every other UR event or new UR banner, the SP banners. I think that would be rushing it a little bit too much. So I think that we're kind of overthinking it a little bit. I think they're just gonna go Ushijima, and then they're gonna go Kuro, then they're gonna go Oikawa, then we're gonna go with Bokuto. Like, we're just gonna go in order in which the URs came out originally. And I think the rebanners are just gonna come out in order. I don't think they would randomly just throw in an Atsumamiya rebanner randomly. I think we're just gonna go in order. But the timing of it all, now that we know that they're not afraid to put it in between UR banners, they might put another one in between the SP Hinata banner that comes out, as well as, other banners down the line. Because if we go through the new characters that are going to come out, now again, don't look at the dates now because we all know that this is factually incorrect. But if we look at the new characters to come out, so we still have Kageyama, we still have the Tachiyama duo, and that's the last 3 UR characters, I believe, in the game. And then we go into the SP characters, so there's Hinata, Kenma, Nishinoya, Sugawara, and then this one should be Bokuto, the SP Bokuto. But again, we're starting to see that the dates are now getting like shrunken and getting closer and closer than ever. Because with the change of having Kurai on the 24th, Ushijima's rebanner on the 29th, Hirugami on the 5th, everything's being brought back by a couple of weeks now. We're going to get potentially Kageyama or a Komori in November. And then we might get 4 SP characters or 3 SP characters by the end of the year. That is a lot. So there's a lot of stuff that can happen in terms of the new characters that come out, the rebanners, because again, we know that the global server, the devs want to catch up to JP in Taiwan. However, the expense of doing this means that your fan base, your player base, won't be able to pick up their favorite characters. Because as you can see from when I made this timeline video, that the most recent rebanner was Atsumamiya, and for us, it was projected to come out in June of next year. But now with everything happening, it probably comes back like 3 months at this point. And so getting SP Kunimi maybe in March, and getting SP Ushijima now that's been announced, and SP Kanji, there's so much that can happen and in such a little time that it's starting to worry a lot of people. Now, for whatever reason, there's a dev watching this video. I just want to say that, again, with the characters that are coming out, at least you guys should probably have a feeling for the community as to who they want to come out. And the next one after Hirugami that everybody's waiting for is going to be Sakuza and Komori. And it doesn't make any sense to drop it right after Hirugami. I know you guys want to make money. I know that that's always going to be a thing. But you're essentially going to force your players to wait until the rebanners happen. And if we're doing rebanners in between SP characters, then you got to decide between SP and UR characters which one to go for. And it just makes it like really hard to keep up with. So that is going to be it for the timeline portion of this video. Now, this is Miklik's video, as you can see on the screen. I will link it in the description below. I probably should have stated that earlier in this video. So Mick, if you're watching this, I apologize, but I will be linking this in the description. This is the video that he was talking about Sakuza and Komori coming early. There is another tidbit that he did add in his video that states that we could get the positionless time limited event coming very soon. Now, again, that means that it's only a time limit event. It's not going to be the full update. I don't think it makes any sense for the positionless stuff to happen before SPs come out, if I'm being totally honest. But for a time limit event, I guess I could see it because, again, it's only for a short period of time. People at this point have tons of characters to choose from, and so people want to experiment with their teams. So I can see it from that perspective. However, I don't know. I just feel like when SPs come out, even the full-blown update, I don't see it coming out till at least after the Beach Trio of SP characters. And yeah, so that's still a ways away. So the fact that Mick's making this prediction now, technically when we're still in October and there's November and December, we don't even have all the UR characters coming out, is pretty bold. But again, he has his sources, so if you want to believe it, go ahead. But again, I can't just ignore it. I have to let my community know that this is potentially on the horizon. And this is public knowledge, by the way. I'm not going behind his back and doing this. I'm linking his video, and this is public information at this point. There's so many things on the horizon that just kind of make sense to me. Like, for example, the next batch of SSR characters, I believe, are the last batch of SSR characters in the game. So it would be reasonable for me to believe that we're going to be getting the select recruit for SSRs where you can choose any SSR character very soon. So that's one thing that they could add in an update. There's now with Sakuzan Komori could be coming out before the end of this year, which would be kind of crazy because for the devs, maybe it makes sense for them to go straight URs and then straight SPs, not go bounce in between the two of them. And now potentially with all the UR characters being out with the SPs, we could get the position list update as well. So there's a lot to look forward to in the near future. However, again, all of this is subject to change. And at the end of the day, I just want to provide my viewers with all the information that I have. And again, I consumed this video. So again, go check out the original video. It is by Miklik. And please, if you don't agree with what he says, don't send hate. If anything, go to his channel, subscribe, leave a like on his videos, do all the fun stuff. We are a good community over here. I want to bridge that gap between communities. So please go ahead and subscribe to his channel, leave a like on all of his videos. And when it comes to quote unquote leaks, he is kind of the main guy on YouTube right now. So that is going to be it for today's video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Do you think Sakuzan Komori is coming up next after Hirugami? Do you think we're going positionless by the end of the year? And just let me know what you guys think about the potential future of this game, because part of me is really, really scared because, again, even though I do have the means to spend money to get Sakuzan Komori, I would prefer not to. I'm barely going to be able to get the UR Kageyama that I thought was coming after Hirugami. So we just don't really know what's going to happen. But let me know what you guys think in the comments, and make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more. Peace.